This is a warning, warning, warning. The pod crack that you're about to listen to features heavy spoilers. It also features total disregard and blatant usage of the F word. Fuck! It also features a heavy usage of the N word, nigga. And it does not try to at whatsoever decipher the difference between women, bitches, and hoes. Because we will call all three. And sometimes we will get it wrong. But it will be entertaining. Now back to the show, motherfucker.
Pod crack has returned. The motherfucking man of the hour. Auk baby, please set the baby. And HBK, heartbreak. Brother Paul 5X, 5 the fresh. And Matt, pod crack. Pod crack is some addictive shit.
Crack. It's your host, the heartbreak, the lady lover, the leader of the Pretty Girl Show Me Your Titty Committee. It's the one and only Sean. As I look around the room, oh my God, it's friend of the show, Mr. Country Fried Cap himself.
Hey, y'all niggas like Cap so much we fried it for y'all.
It's Chris, man. What's going on, brother?
I'm just glad to be welcome to the party. You feel me?
Oh man, it's been ages, man. It's been ages. I don't think you've been on Pod Crack since the Avengers Age of Ultron review.
Was I on that?
You were on that. That was a experimental podcast that took place in like 5 different locations, and I had you on there. Goose was on there. Deontay was on there. And
that's right.
Oh no, I know what the setup was. I talked to Akir before he went in the movie. Then I talked to y'all about the movie. Then he got on at the end and talked about it after he came out. It was horrible. It was experimental. It shall never be done again. I see. It is the Space Host Coast to Coast, young Ak. Please say a word of motivation as if you were Cole Young's trainer from the movie Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Lord, no.
All right, Cole. What you're going to do is you're going to lose every single round. And in the last 30 seconds, when he's tired of beating on your bitch ass, I want you to jump on the ground and start crying like a girl. And then when he turns his back in disgust of your girliness, that's when you kick him in the back of the neck. That's when you kick some back. I got that from Homer Simpson. Greatest, the first 10 seasons.
Nigga, I used to be Kid Gorgeous, and then I was Kid Decent, and then I was Kid Presentable.
Hilarious.
It is MATT squared MA tizzle. It's Matt.
Yo, dude, I'm ready to do this, man.
Listen, man, you got that damn Omni-Man presence over there, man.
Okay, which one? Like the end game crazy Omni-Man or the start game? I want to be cool with you, Omni-Man.
You be the judge, and we'll find out tonight on Pod Crack. Gentlemen, I bring you here today to talk about a man that is made of sterner stuff. A man that will not be beaten, except by everybody and shit.
Right.
That man's name, Mark Grayson, also known as Invincible.
You gonna do the title screen with the blood on it, man?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You should have just did.
Nigga, if I was real, nigga, I would do a title screen with Pie Crack with blood on it, nigga.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That nigga ain't no animator.
I'm not no animator.
Matt,
nigga.
how much for a Pie Crack with a blood on it, my nigga? How much you charge for that, man?
pants. You want sweat and tears?
My nigga, it is so motherfucking refreshing to talk about a show I actually like, my nigga. I know we just had Winter Soldier and the Black Man, but
okay.
But goddamn, boy, when I watch this, I got two lines of notes about shit that they could have did better. But goddamn, and this is why Pot Crack exists. For every woman in my life that told me to grow up, for every person that said, "Do y'all talk about anything else but superhero shows?" For every fuck nigga that watches anime instead of that real shit.
Preach.
This is why we're here, nigga. This is what brought us together. This is why Pod Crack exists. Good old American animation comic books, nigga, that unites the niggas, the United Nigga Nations together at Sean and Chris's house, nigga. And we talk about the best comic books we ever seen and motherfucking unite under that umbrella, nigga. This is what it is. This is what we're made for, nigga. This is why I still watch cartoons at 33, about to be 34. All right?
Preach.
That's what the fuck it is, nigga. Now let me tell you how I stumbled upon this. I was on motherfucking Facebook, nigga, and someone said, there was a little fucking scroll past that said, "You gotta watch this shit. It's Invincible." I was like, who is this motherfucker with a mustache looking like motherfucking
J. Jonah Jameson, bitch?
Yeah. Looking like J. Jonah Jameson on that nigga from Streets of Rage. They used to spin in a circle and punch niggas, right? Who the fuck is this, right? And I watched the scene that we all know is the scene. And nigga, I was hooked. I immediately started searching to see who the fuck. This nigga killed everybody. Spoiler alert, nigga. This nigga destroyed everybody, my nigga, in the most gruesome fashion possible. And I said, I got to watch this shit. And watch it, I did, nigga. One of the best things I've watched this year. Matt, how'd you feel about it overall?
Yeah, I mean, overall, this is probably one of the greatest animated shows I've ever seen.
Talk
it's
that
up
shit.
There. It's definitely up there, man. I'm kind of glad that I passed this in the comics, man. So I remember this character. I remember like the artwork. I never read any. So I'm kind of glad I did because honestly, watching it in animation form was just. I was on the edge of my seat every week. Like the way they did it was perfect. The reason why I found out about this one is. I saw the advertisement and like I was kind of going to watch it no matter what because of Robert Kirkman. So I just wanted to see like what this was about. And so I came in completely dark and they got me, man. They were smart. They released 3 episodes and I just was hooked, man. Great show.
Hooked, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Special guest, Leroy. My man. How'd you feel about the show overall, brother?
Like I've been telling everybody, I told everybody it was a fucking masterpiece, dog. That's what I've been calling it. And I even told Deontay about it. When I told Deontay about it, I mentioned that was a masterpiece. When I told Sean about it, I thought it was a masterpiece. Matter of fact, verbatim quote is I said it's the best animation I've seen since Justice League Unlimited.
See, that's why you here, nigga. Because you got opinions like that, nigga. And that's why Deontay will never be on the show. That terrible opinion having ass nigga.
But see, that's the thing though, is when because I was on the phone with Sean trying to get him to go for it. And let me tell you how I found it, right? So the way that I kind of do work around the house or the way that I kind of like get like little side projects to like be productive and shit, I have to put stuff on in the background, right? So that day, I'm like, I'm gonna clean the house up. I'm gonna get like my little to-do list for like the weekend together. And so I said, okay. I had seen the trailer for the show. I was like, oh, this is gonna be some bullshit. I was like, that's what I said. And I said, oh, this is gonna be some shit I can just play in the background to go about my business. So
nigga ain't get no work done that day. I already know, nigga. You ain't
I
do
didn't
shit.
get no work done that weekend, nigga. I didn't get no work done that weekend, not that day. That fucking weekend, bitch. The house was a motherfucking mess. I was living real comic book life. I had like food, popcorn and shit. all on top of the table, bitch. I was just binging the fuck out of it because I was like 3 episodes behind. And so while I'm watching the shit, right, I'm like, so I start cleaning up and I start playing it in the background. And you know the two blue twins, right?
Yeah, the
Mahler twins.
The Mahler twins, they show up to like the White House or whatever, the little governor house. And when they show up, the one guard who want to be a fucking hero, and he had just got done talking about, yeah, my stepson, he's my real son. He's gonna graduate next year, and all this shit. I was like, oh, this motherfucker gonna die. You ain't.
Nigga, I knew he was gonna die, nigga. I started drawing X's on his face and shit, nigga. I knew that nigga was gonna die.
Start putting the coins on the nigga eyes and shit.
Right.
One day away from retirement.
Hey, I
start saying his last rites and shit, nigga.
I started putting them Game of Thrones little death stones on his eyes, brother. What with the eyes? So he can see. So look, I knew he pulled out that gun.
No need for the milk of the poppy, nigga. Hold the milk of the poppy, nigga.
Hold the milk of the poppy, bro. Just give him the eye stones. Give him motherfucking eye stones right now. So look. And then the part where like they were saving people from the White House and they were throwing them in the air, but the other dude had to catch him and he didn't know if the other guy was going to catch him. The Immortal was going to catch him, which is looks like Randall Savage.
Fuck that shit.
Looks like
right.
Copy paste.
Copy paste.
Copy and paste. As soon as I saw the nigga, they said, "Oh, he Immortal." I said, "Is that the Undying, bro?"
Young Randall Savage.
Yeah, Randall Savage. So he starts catching him, and he doesn't know if Omni-Man is gonna catch him. So Immortal catches a couple, and the Omni-Man like, "Bitch, I had it." I said, "Oh, we really getting some interplay going on." And then Batman is actually Black Man. I was that's when I was like, damn. So I told Sean that. I called him, and when I told him that, bro, and I said it's the best show I had seen animated.
Damn, you called it the best show after the first season?
But I saw 3 episodes straight.
Oh, okay.
Episodes straight.
But I thought you called that nigga right after Black Man showed up.
No, because the thing is like I had watched them 3 or 4 episodes, and then I had to call him and sell it on him because I sent it to him, and I know that nigga didn't watch it.
You know he didn't watch shit. That non-watching ass nigga.
Right. And then I called him, and then I said, "Nigga, understand this." I said it's the best animation I've seen since Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I said they even got estrogen in that bitch. I said, "Nigga, you got to watch it.
You got to watch that shit." Sean, did you heed this nigga's word? Did you watch that shit?
You already know. That shit fell on deaf ears, nigga. I said, fuck that shit. That nigga recommended me. Once upon a time, that nigga recommended me Twilight, nigga.
Fuck hey, nigga, why we gotta recap? Everybody get one.
Everybody gets one. Yo, he's real though. Everybody gets one, man.
Everybody gets one.
Chris. Pod crack pass revoked, nigga. Get Deontay in here, nigga. Get Deontay in here, nigga.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, I ain't gonna lie, man. And I kept seeing the commercials. And, bruh, whoever's on the marketing team, nigga,
they did a horrible fucking job.
Give them a pink slip,
nigga. No, look, man. They can't, like, it's hard because they can't show you.
Spoil the show.
No, I mean they can't. They made that shit look like it was at one point Stan Lee did like some shit after he was out of Marvel and shit. He was doing like original shows with his name snapped on it or something.
Yeah,
that was all trash.
And it looked like that. It gave me them vibes. It gave me the vibes, and I said, no. What we ain't gonna do? You ain't gonna catch me slipping. I ain't about to watch no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But then. Somebody, I think on YouTube, in my YouTube algorithm, somebody posted where he was giving the stand-in Justice League the business.
Okay, so you kind of came in spoiled then. You kind of came in.
I kind of came, but now if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been pulled in at all though.
It's a hard thing, I guess, because once I came in completely like blind.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how that caught me off guard. I was just like, okay, we have the Negan scene, the Robert Kirkman and Negan scene up front, episode 2.
Okay, let's talk about it though. That's the other part about it, man. And then I saw it was from Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman made one of my favorite shows of all time. called
And he also made.
Walking Dead. And he also made
And he
one of
also
my
made-
most hated shows of all time called Walking
What's
Dead.
it called, Sean?
It's
Yeah.
called The Walking Dead, nigga.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, I don't want shit that man. But then he came out with Preacher, and Preacher was you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But then he kind of cleaned himself off because he had nigga. So, anyways, he had Preacher, he had Walking Dead. So he's in my eyes, my nigga. He's mad. But I watched this shit. It's so fucking trill, nigga. I just can't do shit with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, to his credit, speaking of Stan Lee, I give him credit because their version of the Justice League is really akin to when Stan Lee did his Just Imagine run at DC, and he had the Black Batman and he had the Green Lantern who was green all over and shit. So I kind of got them vibes. So there and the way Chris told me, he said they got a little shit sprinkled in for you. You know what I'm saying? If you know what you're looking at, they got a little shit sprinkled in with you. You know what I'm saying? Because he said the guy was chopping it up with his coworker, and he said, "Man, you and your stepson are good. Oh man, I thought y'all hated each other with the power of 10,000 suns." And I said,
Right.
"What?"
Yeah, that's exactly how I gave it to you too. Yeah, I knew you would love it, nigga.
Say what now, nigga? I speak that language, motherfucker.
Pause, Chris. Pause.
Yes.
No homo, I mean. I'm saying no homo, not
Oh,
pause.
okay. I didn't even catch that shit. Bitch.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what?
But nah,
That nigga Chris said, that's exactly how I gave it to you. I knew you was going to like it too. And when I gave it to you, I knew you was going to holler. I knew you was going to holler when I gave it to you. Pause, nigga, pause.
Pause all that, nigga. But yeah, no. So that shit is uncooked crack, nigga. This is, I will dare say, my nigga. I told people this is not the greatest animated show I've seen in a long time. This is not the greatest superhero show I've seen in a long time. This is one of the greatest shows I have seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I say that
Damn.
unflinchingly, unabashedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. That shit was trill all the way around. It was just well done. And it's exactly what this is what when we saw the Mortal Kombat trailer, this is everything we thought Mortal Kombat was going to be. Like, we want the shit from the shit that we like to be put in the shit that we watching. That's all we want. This is the reason why we fell in love with comic books. This is the reason why we fell in love with cartoons. This is pushing the boundaries. This is showing exactly why animated shit is still a viable medium. Why you don't have to make everything into a live action, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? This shit is Lion King, Aladdin. This is the shit. I don't even want to see a live action version of this. You know what I'm saying? Because the way they did,
don't need it.
you don't need it, one. And then two, they're just able to illustrate things
live
better.
action would limit it, man. Live action would limit this art form, man.
Exactly. So, in speaking of the Robert Kirkman shit, like, this reminded me how trill his original ideas are. Like his first little run of anything is usually pretty goddamn good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's when you get to season 6, you know what I'm saying? Episode 100, 500 and shit. That's when you kind of killed it. But you know what I mean? The Walking Dead, the season 1 was fucking banging. Season 2 was pretty damn good. And then it starts going downhill.
But see,
the idea was there.
The idea was, and not to even like deter you from what you're saying, but you're right though. It's like those first couple seasons, like I tell everybody, even when I talk about like Walking Dead, how genius it was, is that like
talk that shit, nigga.
Zombies,
you can always interrupt me when you want to tell me I'm right, nigga. Go ahead.
No, but you're perfectly right though. Like the way that it works, like the first season, and let me just get this off because people don't really understand. Like, and I think Matt, your cosign is that like that first season is about the zombies, but then suddenly the second season is less about the zombies and starts to become more about the people. And then the third season is about the people and the zombies become the backdrop.
Because you got actors, and then actors got to get their shit off. And that's why I prefer this shit to be animated.
Right.
Fuck them niggas.
Right. Anything in real life would have held that shit back. You are not lying about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially, yeah, right on all.
And another
sides.
thing about Robert Kirkman and Matt, you alluded to this. I was so enthralled by the goddamn Walking Dead when I first saw it. I couldn't wait for the next season, even though I only had to wait like 3 months or whatever. So I went and read all the goddamn comic books immediately. I think I read all the way up to like 105 or something like that. And the way he decides to change it, because he's like, yo, I wrote these comic books 10 years ago. So now I'm putting it in the movie, in the live action form or the TV show. I'm going to change some details up. I'm going to switch some sequence of events and some characters that did what. And I ain't going to lie, that shit keeps it fresh. And so he did the same thing for this TV show, for Invincible. He switched some things up. So if you already read the comic books, which I haven't, but if you have, you can read them and watch the show simultaneously, and I think you would still get the same enjoyment out of it because he changes it ever so slightly. You know what I'm saying? And it almost speaks. I'm not going. No, don't get me to you know what I mean, exaggerating here. Don't give me the overpraising, but it reminds me of Game of Thrones. Like you had what was affectionately called the book fag, who would be like, "Well, that's not how it happened in the book. They changed it up for the TV show," and you know what I'm saying? It actually provided a difference. So if you read the book or if you knew what was going to happen, you didn't know exactly how it was going to happen. So it still gave you that sense of wonderment and that sense of mystery. You know what I'm saying? And then they did certain characters better. Come to find out. So like what's the detective from Hell's name?
Dark Blood.
Yeah, Dark Blood. Like in the comic book, he was a joke, right? Like he was like just a comedic character, and he solved the mystery like fucking 15 days after everybody knew the truth and shit. But in the show, they gave him more respect and more whatever. He changed the character, the girlfriend character from just a nondescript white girl to a black girl with more shit to her character, more paint. He gave, I think the superhero that does the pink shit that can manipulate matter and shit. Adam Eve, yeah. She gave her more gravitas, if you will. So you gotta give respect to the man Robert Kirkman. Like, okay, by season 6, season 7, the show had fallen off. But if you think about it, that shit was probably out of his hands. You know what I mean? He got fucking different showrunners and shit. He got 10, 20 people come writing the shit for him.
Too much money involved.
Yeah, honestly, that nigga could give a fuck because he's rich for life.
He got it. He paid. Syndication.
Hey, now I can't speak the preacher, but this show I'm gonna give him his flowers.
Okay. I mean, man, I don't want to talk about this right now, but I will say the one negative aspect that I've seen now twice from him is, we'll take a look at his character of Carl, the main character's son, who grows up to a position as the main character. And I don't know how many Carl fans there are, but Carl is not the world's greatest character, and I'm seeing kind of some of that in Mark Grayson. We'll get at it later. Like, we don't have to get into that, but that's my one major complaint.
And I'm ready for you, Matt. ready.
I want to hear this. I want to hear.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's go.
We're gonna go character by character because we all pretty much love how the story played out. So let's just go character by character.
Well,
we've been doing that.
Matt was asking, do you want to go character by character or episode by episode?
And the reason why is because the characters pretty much drastically change after certain episodes.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Even Cecil completely won me around and stuff like that. Like the characters after I'll say episode 6 to 7, are just different.
Character development was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So we talked about how we was trying to put people up on it. I sat my brother down. I said, my nigga, this show is 45 minutes. Give me 45 minutes. Give me 45 minutes. That's all I need from you is 45 minutes of your attention. And I guarantee, by the end of that 45 minutes, you're going to want another 45 minutes or my name ain't Ak, the realest nigga that ever lived, baby. All right? And guess what my name was by the end of that 45 minutes? Matt said earlier, by the second episode, actually the same thing happened to me, Matt. They did the title shit, right? And I thought the episode ended because he said, that's my name, Invincible. And I thought the show was about to end. And then it dawned on me because I watched this, I've been watching this for a month now. Oh shit, there was a whole nother 5 minutes left of this nigga decimating these niggas, right? So he was like, this is what you wanted me to watch? That shit was supposed to catch me? And then I pressed play just to let the show fill out. And then that's when he whooped off on all their asses and this nigga's jaw dropped to the floor and shit, nigga. And then it was over. I was like, yeah, see, I told you I was some real shit. This is 1:45 in the morning. And this nigga says, go ahead and play another episode, my nigga. Yeah. We stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning watching that shit. This nigga falling asleep, slobbing all on the floor and shit. Over this show, my nigga. It is one of the greatest setups of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like they did
I gotta give props to him for having mid-credit scenes every episode.
Yeah, you gotta give him that.
Every time he says his name, yeah, and then more blood.
God, blood.
Yeah,
man.
It's pretty clever. I would say for the first three, we talk about probably all of them together, man, because the introduction was great. Got me hooked. The Guardian scene where he kills the Guardians of the Globe. Yeah, that was perfect, man. Like we already established the characters in the first episode. Like we kind of know their archetypes. You know, gave them a little backstory, like some family members and stuff. And he doesn't even he already knows that we know. Like we didn't really deep dive. You know, we just see like the Wonder Woman character. We just see her leave her museum job to go to this call. Like everybody does their thing. We see like a quick scene of Darkwing, which is kind of a weird name. We see him just do something like quickly for Batman, so you know who this is. Like you see the Martian Man like playing with almost like a deaf kid or something like that. But we know these characters. We're just establishing that they're lived in this world, and then when we see them get like completely decimated in such a gruesome way, it just catches you off guard, man. I was completely floored.
I think the greatness of that, man, is that they make them close enough to the character you already know, right? And it's different than say like The Boys, where it's a character you already know, but they tweak it enough where you're like, shit, I know who he's supposed to be, but damn,
I don't know.
Different. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
It's different. It's like I know it's supposed to be Aquaman, but not Aquaman. Like I don't know what his little history is, or like what the kind of man he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, the major difference between this and The Boys, and this is not a knock at The Boys, but it's gonna be like a little knock at The Boys.
That's fine.
Is that everybody's an asshole?
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, I'll introduce the team of assholes. Like, hey, what's her personality? They're all assholes. The next season, we have a new superhero, but she's like Stormfront's like, okay, what is she? She's an asshole. It's like, okay, so the whole universe, every single superhero is an asshole. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's not like this at all, where like they're really complex characters, man, and like you even get some gray area, questionable characters like Robot we'll talk to, who I was just like, I don't know where this is going. What's going on with this character? He's really an Amala twin. Pretty evil. You see him in a jar. It's like he looks like an evil supervillain. Right. And you're like, okay, I don't know. He's morally like ambiguous, but I feel him.
I'm not sure. Yeah, something's weird.
Well, how come every time we see the Mahler twins, they're playing Run the Jewels? Do you guys notice that? Like every single time we see the Mahler twins, like no matter
every single time.
No matter how mundane, they could be building a clothing machine, and it's just like, they're gonna catch you, boom, boom, boom. It's like, Run the Jewels right now.
That's crazy. I didn't notice, but yeah, it does seem every time they came on the screen, for some reason, it felt like energy. You know what I mean? Like it felt like something was going on or something was about to happen. But I guess you're right. I didn't notice it at the time, but I guess it's the music.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But the Mahler twins, man, genius, because those could have been throwaway.
They're two of my favorite characters. Two of my favorite characters.
Right, that's good writing, bro. That is good writing. Where you take these guys and they're every time they're on screen, you're chewing up the scenery. That's good writing, man.
Yes, like easily could have been mindless henchmen, but yet they're geniuses. But oh my god, great, man, great.
But see, that's the thing, is like they're interesting characters, and I mean they do what they need to do. But even like the scene when they were actually in jail and then they were talking to the guard, did you notice they actually didn't kill the guard? Like they just kind of like knocked him out. He was like, Rick, what we having tonight? Oh, country fried steak. Oh shit, Rick, country fried steak night.
Yeah, I mean they definitely are super villains for sure, but they're not mindless. They don't seem like onslaught machines. Like they even like when the robot, like we'll talk about him later when he had his moment. Like they were
They
emphasizing
they
whatever.
shed
It's like,
tears. They shed tears with his ass.
yeah, exactly. And you know, yeah, they're more than just like mindless people. So that was pretty interesting. Even like in the beginning when we were introduced to them, like they said that their mission wasn't even to kill the president, but just to show that a president could be killed anytime. I was like, this is a scare tactic. Like they, you know, like that was their main goal. It's like to terrorize them or something. So
all right, let's go ahead and talk about Adam Eve. I thought her whole thing was dope. This is if you want to do Hollywood, if you want to do girl power stories, this is how you do it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It made sense in the story, the way the story played out. It played to the whole it wasn't forced. Is what I'm trying to say. It wasn't forced. Her father was overprotected.
Is strong women can still be into niggas and get their heart broke. Oh yeah, okay.
Exactly.
I feel you. I rock with you.
And that was like what the first or second episode. Like that shit was barely part of her story, but the whole thing was she was only on the team because her father didn't want her to get hurt, and he was like, "You got to stay with Rexplode or you'll get hurt." And she's like, "What, bitch? I'm one of the most powerful beings in the universe.
that was a great scene.
Yeah." And like they just couldn't see past it because she was a girl.
Said, you better not leave that fucking door there. you better move this goddamn door.
Yeah, which is like clever too, because you know, like if we saw that in live action, like it probably would not have been as funny. But yeah, like she's playing like she uses her powers like how she would use her powers as a teenager, you know, like just moving, displacing doors, and then like literally her arc for this season was having a contemplation of like, I think, which is a question that like we see on BuzzFeed and like how Batman could really save Gotham. He's like, I think it could really save people by like feeding crops and like putting out like natural disasters and like environmental problems. And she went to town. She started doing that work. So she had a better character arc than some people normally get, man. I was surprised.
Great. It was great stuff. And then you could tell she kind of liked, you know, it looked like they were building up to a triangle of love. But I liked how they, in this version of it, they kind of made her, okay, you with this bitch. You know what I mean? We just friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And moved on. It wouldn't have made any sense if she was jealous or whatever like that. Yeah. This is how you build a strong character. This is how, if my daughter was watching that, I can understand the women's struggle and, you know, to be validated and how people don't take it seriously. But it wasn't heavy-handed. It wasn't forced in there. It wasn't she's walking down the street and someone walks up and say, "You should smile more, girly." Sugar tits. Why don't you build a condom so we could fuck? Build a condom out of thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got some good action scenes too, man. Like in the Black Sun fights, like she was probably the strongest member of team, in my opinion. Like probably like up there, not S-class by any means, but she's probably the strongest person. Yeah. Like on the team, and
I think that's without question, though.
Yeah, for sure. And she gets great moments too, like in the fight, man. So I think overall, she's a pretty awesome hero.
Yes, good job, good characterization all around.
Yeah. Unlike,
let's talk about. Go ahead.
You want to do?
No character
dying in every frame. Like at one point, she was dying so fast. She said, "I can't keep up with how fast they're killing me." It's like dodge. Try something different. Like I don't understand. Like nobody else is dying but you.
You're right. And that's the thing is when the show first started, I was watching her get killed. I was like, bitch, are you doing anything else besides just throwing the duplicates to get killed?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Train her so there's not just a bunch of useless people running around for dying purposes. It was weird. And even towards the hotel fight or whatever, the Titan fight. She died so much that her normal body just passed out of exhaustion of making bodies that would die.
Hey, Matt, the real one though, when I realized that, I was like, yo, this bitch, she ain't trained not nothing. She just trained to walk into these hits. Is when the aliens invaded from the other dimension. It's before they got old and went back through the boom tube. they she was showing up. Remember they had the guns. And she was just getting shot to shit walking forward. Hey, and I was like, yo, you can move out the way of the bullets, bro.
Shout out that little plot, man. That little side.
Yeah,
that was dope.
All the villains are great. If you want to have a reoccurring villain, That's a motherfucking reoccurring villain.
Yeah, I've seen
And
most of the villains. 99.9% of the villains are good,
Yo,
man.
but you can't front though. The dopeness of it was that the main nigga, he came back like Invincible hit him and he got like that scar on that face, and like he remembered Invincible was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up when I get back.
Yeah,
And yo,
that nigga went straight to
he-
Invincible and started fucking him
Hey,
up
hey, brother,
immediately.
he went back through the
What?
tube. But hold up, the real kicker is he went back through the boom tube. 50 years passed in his time, which is like all of like 2 days, and he came back aged a little bit and looked at Invincible like, bitch, I remember that shit from 50 years ago, nigga. I've been waiting for this shit.
I've been waiting.
Yeah,
Bring
he
that
just
ass here.
points to him and does that blah 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 blah. Okay.
Right, get this motherfucker.
Yeah, I think at one point, like, what didn't like somebody like start backing up, and he grabs him, and he's like, he throws him at Invincible or something. Oh,
Yeah.
get this guy,
Oh man, now that I don't
That
know what
plot
that
was
race
fire.
was called.
the
but that
Flaxens.
was the Flaxens. That's
Flaxens.
what it was.
Yeah.
That shit was hard, nigga.
Okay.
Okay,
really-
so then, the rest of the new Guardians, I guess, will be Robot, who's a
Yeah,
son, like I
Robot.
said. Yeah.
Dope
Great
ass
character.
story that you don't even like. I listen. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, Chris will attest. Now I didn't hit the group with
What's up?
predictions, but I kept hitting that nigga Chris with predictions.
Oh yeah, Sean was right about this shit. We
You know
had
what I'm saying?
surmised that much.
Listen.
Wait, you guessed what Robot's plan was?
Yes. No. Here's the thing.
Wait,
'cause
what episode?
when he after he was talking to Monster Girl, and not his whole plan, my nigga. I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't had a whole layout. But when that man
He just
said,
guessed that he was actual dude, right?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously. Like,
When-
I mean, it was a part of it.
Thank you, Chris.
I
that
didn't
was
think
that was
that.
pretty obvious.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think that. I thought he was a robot that wanted a human body, so he was like going around trying to get a clone, so he could like do the same thing. But I didn't know that he was a human pretending to be a robot.
That is a reasonable guess as well. That's not like
No,
based on
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
It's a reasonable guess.
But I can't remember what show it was, but there was a show that had a similar plot with a guy that was living in a tube, and the way that he controlled all the robots was that all the robots had antennas. I said either this nigga is in a test tube somewhere, or this robot is really trying to like get a human body so he can be with this broad. I said one of the
This
two.
robot trying to fuck. That's what you
Hey,
said.
that's what I was about to say, but the bitch is 21 in a 14-year-old body, bro.
She's actually 29, but yes. Either way.
Hey, yo, when he was over that hospital bed, I said, I think this nigga tried to fuck something.
Either way. Whether it was a robot or a 30-year-old baby that never grew, nigga. There's something wrong with you looking at this 10-year-old girl.
Right.
Now, at what point when y'all realized what was going on, would you had just retired from superhero?
I would say when you get into single digits, like 9 down, is what.
'Cause
9
nigga,
down?
she was
Bro,
28.
my shit would have
I
been
think, or some
21,
shit.
bro. My
Nigga,
shit would have been 21.
At 24, nigga.
Yeah, I would have been 21.
Listen,
My nigga, hey, nigga, she was 28. Nigga at 26, my nigga.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm
I'm
moving
coming out
it to
there like
20.
Lou Gehrig, nigga. Today I consider myself the luckiest man in superheroing.
You know,
Listen,
yeah.
at 27 was my prime fucking years, nigga. That's what I was fucking
Hey,
at.
okay.
nigga. I'm
and
stopping right there,
older,
nigga.
as I kept getting older, I'll turn back into a superhero every time I hit 30, bitch.
There you go.
Trying to tell
There you go.
Come out, nigga. Come off the bench, nigga.
Yeah, she
I mean-
trash. When her tits went a whole different cup size, my nigga, she should have paused for a second and thought about it, my
When she
nigga.
had to put a trainer bra on, nigga.
Yeah, that's what she's. Hey, my nigga, hey.
I
That's
will.
what
Okay, like I said, she's like a complete like background character, right? But still, like you get the vibe, and because the dialogue's so good, like I think the one thing that maybe like at least like completely understand the character is she said at one point I was Monster Woman, but it was just easier explaining myself as Monster Girl because like every time she like would sacrifice herself, she'd get younger. So to me, like I mean it sucks, it's weird, but it's an interesting thing, man. That she is a straight up hero like everybody else,
Does she stay? This is what I want to know. Does she stay the same age if she never turns back into Monster Girl?
I don't think so.
Or does she age?
I don't know.
Like,
I think
you know what I
ages.
mean?
I hope she ages because I'm pretty sure that the Bobby the Robot jumped in gonna age.
She's never, but she's never gonna age faster than every time she turns. Because like she fights every time you see her on camera, she's probably gonna turn into like the monster. So she's never gonna age. Like it's not gonna be a year for her to like catch up and then turn back into him.
She should consider being a housewife to this nigga. see, you get all sides of this, women. Sometimes, you know what I mean? The best thing to do is to stay your ass at home, buddy. Have some monster kids or some shit. Okay.
What about Cecil?
Towards the end, I love him, man. Honestly, I did not like him in the beginning, but towards the end, he won me over.
Right.
Exactly. I felt the same way. I didn't quite. I mean, even right now, I don't really understand why. If you don't want him to know that you see him as a suspect, then why are you like having clever dialogue with him, like almost hinting that it was really him? I
hear you, but to that point, I think Nolan was so overconfident that I don't think. I mean, unless towards the end, it actually got him. But for the most part, I don't think he realized, because he genuinely came to Cecil in episode 5. It was like, oh yeah, how was that dark blooded interrogation? It's like, wait a second, you took all the all 5 members of the Guardians' blood, put it in his office, and you still honestly think that Cecil thinks it's him? You're an idiot. That was more of a complete overstep on his part. He wasn't joking. He was legitimately he came to Debbie. He's like, hey, good news. They found out it wasn't me. It's like, oh, okay. But his goal wasn't clever. He literally framed him by painting the blood of the Guardians in his room, which is ridiculously, like Cecil said, an obvious plan. So to me, even though he's doing these subtle things where it's back and forth dialogue between him and he's really talking, he's like, oh yeah, you think you know a guy, but you're not talking about dark blood or talking about him. I don't think he realized that, man.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I don't think he realized that.
I can see that.
The third worst character on this show, or perhaps the second.
Amber.
Motherfucking Mark's girl, trash, nigga.
Mark's
girlfriend.
Y'all ain't gonna do that, bro.
Trash.
No,
y'all ain't gonna do
we
that,
are
man.
gonna do that. No,
Listen,
we are
man,
definitely.
Hey man, here at Pie Crack, Sean stands up for the sister.
Listen, they gave her more depth than what they did in the comic book, but they also fell into the trope of the girlfriend is trash. So, my nigga.
No, but listen.
Stop.
Nah, listen. The only thing I'm gonna fault her on is her catching an attitude with this motherfucker when he said, "Yeah, I ran to get help." You did what?
No, bro. But she knew. She
My
still
nigga.
knew at the
She still
time.
knew, yeah.
That was absolutely the worst shit anybody has ever put on screen.
Yeah.
Let's say he wasn't a superhero, and she would have asked me, if it was me, and she would have asked me, "We were here. Where were you, bitch? I was taking cover, nigga. Did you not see how he was killing everybody? Where were you, nigga? Where were you?
Everybody's ass. Why you ain't take no cover?
What? You should have been running with me, bitch. What was wrong with
Cyborgs
you?
are mauling and maiming people in the fucking courtyard of a university. And you're out here trying to fucking direct people to safety. Bitch, if you don't hop behind this park bench with these fucking ketchup hot dogs and get the fuck out of here, man.
Get the fuck out of here. This bitch might as well been playing motherfucking double dutch, waiting for her turn to get her ass whipped, nigga.
We can go save this this man's boyfriend who clearly got abducted. You know what I'm saying? On a college campus that you wanted to come to, my nigga. But no, you got to go pine over your girlfriend at the frat party.
Didn't even talk to her. Just
Yeah.
watched her.
Yeah.
Talk to her whole baby.
No. Watched her try to fuck a nigga.
Yes.
Stop trying to fuck the nigga after she found out
The nigga had a girl, man.
Because she had in her mind.
Yeah, she went out there to spread
He
it.
said,
my nigga.
I'm throwing this box.
Yeah,
Martin,
nigga.
somebody getting this box tonight.
She
and
went,
then
she went out there to spread it like butter, nigga.
She went out there spread it like
And
butter.
that nigga
bro.
cock blocked himself.
Yeah, and wasn't no takers, my nigga, and so she had to go home and cry herself to sleep.
That's the
Like
least realistic part of this. That's the least realistic part of this whole show.
Nigga, everybody was drinking at that party, nigga.
That
Somebody
college
was
nigga
drinking.
would have took that box. That nigga would
No,
have
the
took that
college
alley
nigga-
to the hole, nigga.
The college nigga would have took it, nigga, and his girlfriend might have been at the party, my nigga.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah, without
Absolutely.
question. Absolutely.
Yeah, nigga. And or nigga, hey, nigga, let's tell the truth they don't want you to tell, my nigga.
Talk
Huh?
that shit.
Or the nigga would have told her about his bitch and she would have got more turned on, nigga.
Oh,
Yes.
What?
that's
Yes.
some realism right there.
That's real. So you got a girl. So why she want you?
Nigga, why
Trying
she
to
ain't
find
here,
out.
nigga?
What's a girl got to do with me, my nigga?
Hey, come on now.
I'm only here for the weekend, baby. You
Right.
never
You know
got
what I'm
to see me
saying?
again.
She
Nigga, I ain't
playing
even.
that.
We
She
ain't
playing
even
that
using
scissor
real
in the
names,
background.
motherfucker.
She playing that scissor in the background that weekend.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That I'm gonna ask you this, Sean, man, because you're gonna defend her, like without spoiling for Invincible. I will say this. How do you not understand this simple concept where it's like, yeah, I knew you were this and that, but you didn't tell me? It's like he was protecting her because they live in a very real world where a supervillain could just pop her head off to prove a point. Like without hesitation in this world. This happens all the time. Like he could find out, oh, like Mark is invincible. Oh, Amber is dating him. I'm gonna kill him in front of her. I'm gonna skin her alive. That's this universe that they live in. They don't live in a universe where that doesn't happen. They live in a universe where that is a very realistic possibility. Like some lunatic could come in and like rape her to prove a point to Mark. And I don't understand why he doesn't understand that.
And I'll tell you why. As soon as we get to Invincible.
All right, so Omni-Man. Nigga started off with the motherfucking strongest mustache of all time. Like, he couldn't do nothing but respect it.
Strongest left hook too.
Strong ass left hook. You know what I'm saying?
The boy's a Hook City.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
go to Hook City, nigga.
nigga said, okay, this really hurt you? Me help me hurting that human, that really hurt you? Let's see how, like, this shit hit this nigga 850 miles across the city and shit, nigga, through buildings and shit, killing people. Look, can we just, the fucking realism,
The
nigga.
fucking realism.
Nigga, casualties were turned into actual deaths on screen, nigga. Like, they treated human beings like in zombies in a zombie film, like just dead,
Falling apart.
dead.
Treat them
Falling
niggas
apart.
like fucking linguine, nigga, ravioli, nigga.
But it's
They were
true, though.
shredding through these niggas.
But it's
shredding
true.
them.
But that's what we say in like the realism. Like I said in the beginning, like I know I keep coming back to this and harping on it, but that's the shit that really got me going. Is when I said, "Oh, you know how in games they be like the physics is off." You know what I'm saying? Video games like, "Oh, the physics is off." The bullet on like COD, it doesn't work like that because of like wind shear. Boom. Or they say like, "Oh, the physics of like me driving in this game is more realistic than this game." The realism in the physics alone, like throwing back to like when he threw him through the building and like he ripped through like 5 people and then he like Invincible tried to save like the girl and Omni-Man showed up and he was holding on to nothing but the fucking hand. I was like, yeah, that's what happens because you're strong so you can hold on to her hand, but them blocks that fell off that top of that roof, yo, bro, they'll rip your whole body apart, bro. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, since we're talking about Nolan, man, I have to bring up again J.K. Simmons being the voice actor was it's like an obvious choice, but man, you gotta still give credit's due.
Yes,
he completely made that character, man. Like the nuance, like the way that he was doing his inflections, like all his dialogue was perfect. I can't imagine anybody else doing like a great job that he did because it was great. Like I said, I just talked about the Williams scene would not have worked anybody else. But there was like other things too, like because his range like went from like several different areas, especially in the last 2 episodes, which is like mainly about him and his son. But it was all over. It went from this like very, I guess like that kind of dad like talking to his son, and all the violence that we saw, everything he talked about, all the realism was just to prove a point. And he's just like, why are you giving so much effort? And he's just trying to talk to his son, and you can see that like he's not just like a Homelander where it's pure like vitriol. He loves his son. He wants his son to be with him, but like he's fighting this programming almost. Like you see that he does care for Devery, but in his weird alien way. So like it's this weird like back and forth like dichotomy, and then even at the end where like all hope is lost and nothing can stop Omni-Man but himself. Like it was great. Like you see like him like doing everything, like just throwing out all the worst manner of evils. Like I can make another one and this and that. And then when the flashback hits, man, and he just stops and he like just turns around and he just looks at him and he's just staring at him. And that line, like we'll talk about when it comes to Invincible, the one line he says, You know,
I mean, you can say it now because it's important to Omni-Man's story.
yeah,
as it is
where
to
it's just
Invincible.
like, yeah, I'll have you, Dad. Like that broke him, and I mean, I couldn't stop thinking about that line. It was great, but then you see him just literally, yeah, like he just had to leave. Like he saw what he
But you
did.
know what though?
I mean, to be fair, and to be as fair as possible, and to be as fair as humanly capable, my nigga, at that point, he has smacked the fucking blood out that nigga's face to the point where he looked like that nigga when he was 7 years old and he had no teeth in the front of his mouth, my nigga. You know what I'm
That
saying?
reminds me of the one thing I wrote down, right? One of two things I wrote down. Do they grow teeth back? Because this nigga clearly knocked the teeth out of his mouth.
I'm pretty sure his
Several
teeth probably
times.
grow back.
Yeah, I think it's veneers, man. I don't know. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
the veneers at this point,
Yeah,
man.
man.
But to back,
Cecil handing out flippers, man.
but call back to what you said, Matt, is the thing that made that line so powerful, and the thing that you said that made him like different than Homelander is while Omni-Man is whooping Invincible's ass, he is trying to give him the science between why people don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
And it made sense storyline
Right.
wise. It wasn't a big change in character.
Right.
Because he already punched the shit out this nigga. It was
Right.
just tough love for his son.
But
He was trying to teach him a lesson by fire. Man. He was like,
by fire. He said, "You gonna learn.
Yeah,
He
you
deletes
gonna be on
yeah.
my side. You gonna be on my side. I'm gonna whoop it into you."
He took off his belt, man.
and then he flies off. But what I want to say is that can't be the Venture Mike plan. Like he tried to fuck up by falling in love with a bitch that he's supposed to overrule and shit. He had to, like, I know he's supposed to assimilate and be like a Trojan horse or whatever, but he somewhere down the line he had to fall off the plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's done this 100 times. This can't be the first son that wouldn't go along with. Like you taught the son to be human the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
I think it actually is his first time because when he did a flashback, they said that they assigned him to Earth, assuming that was the first planet.
Yeah.
Nah, but he said he's been doing this 1,000 years. Am I wrong?
He said they've been doing it 1,000
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so this is just his first plan? What the fuck he been doing the whole time?
How old did he say he was? Because
he didn't say how old he was.
I thought he did at one point. He said, "Do you know how old I am, Mark?" And I thought he said he gave like a certain.
No,
he said this is a time for me.
No, he goes, do you know how old Ventramites live? And then he goes yeah, you're basically like our blood is so pure, you're basically full Ventramite. And then he starts talking about how 500 years this and that. But he gave me the impression like that it was his like first assignment because he said he had to work to be in like the army more or less, and then that his first assignment was Earth.
Okay, so but my point is, did he not do it wrong though? If you was going to have a son, like it might have been the wrong idea to make this nigga all extra human and fall in love with these people.
No, he said it himself. He said like, I mess up as a dad because I raised you painless and not Ventremite enough. I raised you as a human, and he was pissing himself, which is right because he should not have raised him like that. He should have raised him more like Vegeta than a Goku. He did mess up, and he admitted that. It's like but
I think that's because he was counting on him not having powers.
He was. Because remember, he said, "Damn," when he got his powers, he was like, "Damn, it would be." He was disappointed. Never got it.
No, he was disappointed because it took too long. He thought that he
didn't think it was going to happen.
No, but he didn't think it was going to happen after a while. But he didn't have a kid to have powers.
Right.
He thought he was going to get it when he was younger, and
he got it so late. He did mention he got the shit so late. It was both. I think it was a little bit of both.
Yeah, it was both because he was basically like, if you wasn't going to get him when you were young, you'd probably be better off if you never got him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then he was thinking he wasn't going to get him, and then he fucking got him.
I mean, you can still raise a monster without powers as a kid. Like, look around us. There's a bunch of monsters that people raise all the time. You know, he could just told him like, hey, you're superior to everybody.
Yeah, but if
he wouldn't have been pure though. He wouldn't have been worthy.
If he's not Viltrumite, it don't matter. Like he's gonna die with the rest of.
He wouldn't have been worthy. Well, not die. He would have to be
enslaved.
like
He'll be enslaved with the rest of the human race. So it wouldn't have even mattered. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I understand.
And now, what all three of us have been waiting for. What the fuck do you see in this nigga Mark, my nigga Sean?
I'll explain it like this. Dick Grayson, and that name is no mistake. Huh? That name is no mistake, mind you. Dick Grayson, Robin, is a fucking idiot. Okay? You have the trillest nigga in this world as your fucking a fucking cornucopia, a source of all the information. You know what I'm saying? A fucking everything you need to draw upon. You know what I'm saying? A nigga that supersedes you in every way. He supersedes the best of us in every fucking way. You have that person to draw upon, and yet, nigga, you keep fucking up, nigga. Left to your own fucking devices, you are a fucking idiot, nigga. You are a screw up, nigga. And when you on your own, nigga, the best you could ever be, nigga, is a fucking is a shadow, nigga. You know what I'm saying? A shield, nigga. An empty husk of the best of us, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga that is under the same roof of you as you, nigga. You resent him. You resent him when you should be at every morning, nigga, kissing this nigga's boots, nigga. Like the $1 million man, nigga. Get nigga put money on the ground, nigga. Get at your feet, nigga. He is giving you everything that there is to want in this world, nigga. He has shown you the blueprint of how to be the best you. And you can't follow it, nigga. You can't follow it. It ain't in you. Aside from that, 3 very different portrayals, right, of Peter Parker. You got the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, the nigga who just almost, almost, nigga. That's the you know what I'm saying? That nigga, whatever he was gonna do, he almost could have did it. If I could just fight Doc Ock, and I'll almost make Mary Jane's play. I could almost be there. You know what I'm saying? That earnestness, that with great power comes great responsibility oozing through your fucking veins, nigga. It's running out of your pores, nigga. It's spilling, nigga, out of your mouth in every word that you speak, in every action that you do. Bullshit, nigga. All right? You got Andrew Garfield's portrayal of Peter Parker, who's more slick. He's more cool. You know what I'm saying? He thinks himself to be not a popular kid, right? But nowhere near as fucking dorky as fucking Tobey Maguire, who pretends to be this nigga. If Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker was an actual person, nigga, they might have him in special education, nigga. I don't give a fuck if you're a scientist, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you're that inept. But no, Andrew Garfield took a different approach. But he took the guilt. He took the guilt of being Spider-Man to heart. Nigga, I can't have a relationship. I can't build with I can't have friends. I can't do these things. Nigga, with what I have going on in my life, nigga, there's no possible way. Everything is guilt with this nigga. Then you have Tom Holland. Tom Holland, Tom Holland's portrayal of Peter Parker and Spider-Man is disgusting, my nigga. They gave him the responsibility, right? It seemed like Peter Parker, with his ineptitude, was still answering the call of the emergency. The way they do it here so masterfully is there wouldn't be a story if it wasn't for Invincible, if it wasn't for Mark Grayson. You know what I'm saying? Every pickle he finds himself in is of his own doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they show you, they show you, they showed you with the Flaxens. Nigga, if you have the fucking wherewithal, if you have the killer instinct, you know what I'm saying? If you can tap into your own intellect and your own power, you know that it would be better for you to fly in this portal and kill all these niggas. But instead, you want to do the hero thing, my nigga. You want to do the comic book hero thing, which is wait. I'll wait for them to come back, and every time they come back, I will meet them with resistance. No, motherfucker, take the fight to them. But then that don't make you Dick Grayson. That makes you Damian Wayne. And I'll be honest with you, never been the biggest Damian Wayne fan. You know what I'm saying? Because the job is already done. The battle is already fought. You know what I'm saying? So that's the genius. You know what I'm saying? That innocence, that dumb fucking, you know what I mean? That dumb fucking mentality of the hope that we can be better. The hope that I can save these people. No, my nigga, you can't save these people. These people are already dead, nigga. You looking at ghosts, nigga. You gonna be alive for 1,000 years. They don't matter. I'm not saying fly around here and be Hancock's dumbass, that bullshit ass type of hero. But at the same time, it's genuine. He genuinely believes that his world is that difficult to balance relationship, home life, work life, fucking you know what I'm saying? I'm more so mad that the motherfucker quit Burger Mart. You know what I'm saying? No, they went there to eat. Never mind. But that's what, because in reality, that character would have kept his job, nigga, and still tried to make
it work at Burger Mart. But yeah,
no, I'm saying I'm saying he quit though. Remember, he flew off and gave the nigga the apron.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. That's how you turn the trope on his ear. Like, why am I trying to explain why I was late when I know I was taking care of the world? How about I just quit because I don't need the job anyway? I'm not a regular 17-year-old. I'm out. That's how you turn the trope on his ear. What you're talking about is him just doing the trope. And you're like, yes, I love it now.
But yes, my nigga, because it's the POV, my nigga. It's the POV. It pays off more. If that nigga had said, well, fuck this shit, nigga, fuck all that bullshit, nigga, I'm just like, because then he would have been as cold and as callous as fucking Omni-Man. Nigga, that's why when this nigga holds this nigga's face as he's tearing through a fucking subway car, a fucking entire subway train like butter, nigga, like a hot knife through butter, nigga, and ripping through people, nigga, and it got entrails and eyeballs and all that shit covered in these fucking people's blood, nigga. This nigga is heartbroken. Every person that died, nigga, in his fight with Omni-Man, he is heartbroken because he really believes he can save all these people. And I love that shit.
Okay. That part makes sense. I don't see how that connects to him and Amber and his hijinks as a youth.
Because it's earnest, my nigga. He truly believes he can balance all this shit and he can save everybody and save everything and still be at home in time for dinner and still fucking, you know what I'm saying?
And you're saying he can't, and that's what the thing is. They're trying to show you that he can't.
That's the beauty, man.
I'm sorry I had to make your point for the fucking audience. To your point.
Fuck you, nigga.
To your point, what I did like about it is I fucking hate when a character gets powers and then all of a sudden they know how to fight and they know how to use those powers effectively. That shit is unbelievable and stupid. Because if you never did any fighting before and you was a wimp and you was trash, when I give you super strength and you fight another nigga with super strength, you will get battle beasted into the ground.
Yes.
Where he literally doesn't kill you because it is a sullies his name that he wasted his time killing you and shit. And that's how it should happen every single time. I hate when the teenage character gets a six-pack because he woke up one day after he got bit by a spider. That shit gets on my nerves, man. That shit gets on my nerves. You could be fat and be Spider-Man at the same time, right? You got to work for the muscles.
Spider-Pig, bro. Spider-Pig.
A fucking Peter Parker from the one universe where he broke up with the bitch. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, though, I appreciated that much of it. He was a dunce. He was a klutz. He was a clown. He was a corny teenage kid.
He was getting bullied.
He was getting bullied, all that. And then when he became Invincible, he was still a clutch clown trash. You know what I mean? He was damn near like Roger Klutz would have smacked the shit out of this nigga.
Even let the bully beat the shit out of him.
All that was good. All that was good. He was still a clown. The part that I didn't appreciate about his relationship with the chick is the chick knew the whole time. That's when it fell apart.
I wouldn't say she knew the whole time. I really don't.
She said she basically figured it out, and she was mad that it still was giving him a hard time about running away.
Right. Like your shit is more important, bitch. He out here saving lives.
And she's talking about, really, I'm just mad that you lied to me. Bitch, that's how secret identities work. Like, what are you talking about?
But my nigga, a real bitch would have been just as mad about the exact same thing.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. A real bitch would have been like his friend, like the gay friend. My nigga, you were what? Nigga, take me flying. That's what the bitch would have said.
That shit is true though.
That bitch would have said, let's go to Paris right now.
Yeah, get me out of here.
All this, let's do all this shit. No, she's mad because he lied to her. What? Nonsense. If he would have said right then and there, what do you want from me? I'm fucking you mad because this is no. If you would have said to her and stated it, if the character would have said it, I would have allowed it. But I can't allow what you're saying, sir. No, sir. I will not have it. Matt, what is your problem with the old mean Mark Callis?
Bro, I hate his character in every inch of my body, man. Like, he's the only thing I don't like about the show, and he's a titular character. I don't think he serves any purpose. He doesn't have a character arc. I hate him as Mark Grayson. I hate him as Invincible. Like honestly, every time he's on screen, I'm kind of disappointed. It's a Mark heavy episode where they're going to college. I don't like him. I don't identify with him. I think he doesn't even work for his own universe. It doesn't make sense. Like a lot of the decisions and how he acts just doesn't make sense. He builds up these characters that are supposed to be like this awesome father-son dynamic. The son's going to be like bred into the role of the father. You know, like he's getting groomed and like mishaps come along the way, and it's supposed to feel natural, but they don't. Like that's the reason why nobody likes Carl. But I mean, Carl had more personality than Mark Grayson does. You know, like he really during this entire thing, I got like out of Adam Eve scene for 5 minutes more character and arc than I did for Mark the entire season.
He still don't even know how to throw a punch that hurts his father. After all this fighting he's been doing. His father told him, put your body into it. Man. He still can't even throw a punch. He punched this thing and his father said, please. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chris, let me ask you this, man. Because I never heard from you on what's your feelings on like Mark Grayson. But I'll ask everybody this. What was the one moment, man? What was his moment, man? What was the one moment?
You know what though, Matt? I think that his moments, to be honest with you, lie less in his superpowers. And I think that's the problem. Like, I think it's a good thing and a bad thing because the question that you're asking, I don't have like a real answer for it.
God damn.
We gave Debbie moments. We gave Debbie like a good 5 minutes of
we have key moments.
This nigga had the shrinking girls moment, my nigga. He's fucking incredible at finding moments. You can't find a moment for this nigga.
But what I'm saying is the fact that Mark's moments lie more in like his normality in life. Like the thing about it is, and I know we keep comparing him to Peter Parker, but that's the comparison that it is that Peter Parker is this mild-mannered motherfucker. I hate to say mild-mannered because, you know, we abuse that term, but his key moments are built like an emotion. The interaction with his girlfriend, the interaction with what's the little girl in the pink suit, Adam Eve. The interactions with him, the decision he has to make as a player pimp, trying to figure out, damn, even though Rex broke up with Adam Eve, should I be trying to holler at Adam Eve instead of what's Shorty name?
No,
Amber.
Black Amber. Yeah.
And should I be trying to holler at Amber or Adam Eve? Like, what should I really be doing? Like, and you know, like he's in making that decision. Like
the obvious answer was Adam Eve. Can I just say that? Can we all agree?
This is his superpower, man. His notorious bad judgment.
But yeah, no, you're not wrong, Sean. But that's the kicker is I hate to sum it up, but that's the kicker of this whole show is that you have to understand he's a fucking kid. We all make bad choices. And damn near.
Speak for your goddamn self, Chris. My decisions as a kid.
Okay,
great,
whatever you say, my dog. You didn't make a good decision on that cricket internet. You'd have left the chat about 5 times.
I'm trying to tell you. Nigga showed up late and left often, nigga. You about to be demoted to Paul, nigga. You been demoted to a guest star, nigga.
But hold on. But let me get to this because Matt has given us like these like dichotomic. This massive dichotomy and like this.
I know, Chris. You've been using words good all day, nigga. I ain't giving you dichotomy. What the fuck is that?
Nigga, what's going on? Talking about diatomaceous earth and shit.
This dichotomy, Matt has been giving us like this little half and half of like this is happening over here, but this is similar to that. Like it's been kind of deep. But what I'm getting at is that's what Mark is though. He's a character that you're supposed to not attach to his superhero side. You're supposed to attach to the human side. And the real part of the show that you really give a fuck about is the human side. Him making decisions when he was with Titan. What would you really do? You know what I'm saying? Those kind of decisions. Would you actually help those people? Even if you did have the powers, even though you knew he was probably getting fucking played. The same decisions with Adam Eve and Amber. Like you almost wanted him to be there. You know what I'm saying? You almost want him to be at the little soup kitchen. You was like, damn, you can still make it, motherfucker, if you just, put some boosters on. You get to the kitchen. What are you doing? That's what you're doing right now.
Every episode is earmarked by his bad judgment. You know what I'm saying?
And him getting his ass whooped.
He should have
getting his ass whooped by people.
But he should have let the fucking. He should have let the astronauts stay on Mars so they could kill him. Bad decisions, nigga.
Omni-Man would have killed them motherfuckers.
You know what I'm saying? He should have just went ahead and went to the motherfucking soup kitchen instead of trying to stake out the fucking Alexa man.
But
bad decision. Nigga.
But that's the other thing too, though, is just like any kid on Christmas when he finally got his superpowers. You know how your parents tell you before you start trying to set up, like as a kid, before you start trying to set up your little dollhouse, before you start setting up your Super Nintendo, your toy. If you're real young, they don't want you to do it without them because you might fuck it up. But like Mark gets his superpowers that night, and his dad said, "Okay, we'll wake up in the morning and train." And then Mark says, "Fuck that, bitch! I'm about to take a joyride right now," just like you would the day before, like you get gifts on your birthday or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Your parents tell you to wait. You go out there and you fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he did. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like where you take that step over into those moments. I don't think it's more like a singular moment. I think it's more like his storyline is more like an essay.
Goddamn. All right, Chris, I disagree, but goddamn it, I respect your opinion. I would say that, I see what you're getting at. And I like I said, the argument I would make in his defense is that this is literally, he got his powers, and this is a few months later. Like he's still struggling to do everything. He hasn't quite gotten it figured out. I can understand that. And I actually appreciate that. The problem is this show is made for our entertainment. And when he comes on the screen,
we need to be entertained.
It's trash. Like it's trash. He's not like, give the man a redeeming quality, man. Give him a redeeming win. Give him something. This is one for the books.
I'm glad I could be a part of it, guys. I appreciate the call. I hope, I have been Matt, I have been striving to be worthy for a long time. I've been striving to be worthy, dog.
We're editing you out, Chris. Sorry.
That's fucked up, bro.
You went on a little long on that last question, my nigga. We gotta get you the fuck out of here.
Damn. Man. We got 10 out of 10, Paul, man. Like he'll slide right in there.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, we'll call the show. Podcrack out. Podcrack. All right. Real guys talking that real shit.
New episodes weekly.
Rate, comment, and subscribe.